Okay, now we will start. Okay,
Okay.
okay, then the interview
Okay,
is started.
Ifat, can we begin?
In a few seconds, yes. Okay, hello everyone and Assalamu alaikum. This is me, your host, Ifat Coding Wali, and I am from India, Allahabad. I'm level 1 student of Rehan School Online Academy. And today I have a very special guest. I have another guest in my interview. So today I have Tah Magdalene. So hello Tah, how are you? Thank you for your precious time for me. How are you?
I'm fine, Ifat. It's my pleasure having this meeting with you today. I know we have been postponing and I've been super busy with one or two programs. But here I am, reporting live from Cameroon. It's nice
Yeah, of
connecting with
course.
you, Ifat.
Thank you. Thank you. This was also for me the nice opportunity interview with you.
Yes, I am. I am from this background of agriculture,
Yeah.
but I was
Please introduce
mostly
yourself
specialized
about
in
you.
agribusiness.
Yes, please tell me,
Okay,
me and also for my audience. Yes, please introduce yourself.
okay, I am called lecturer of finance and also a thought leader on agribusiness from Cameroon. I'm struggling to solve the
Yeah.
gap of the value chain, dealing with the processing of harvest right up to the market. I found out that within a course of a period of time, when I started farming, most of the produce that we had were lost due to bad handling or poor roads, or we never had access to some of these things. It really got me, and I had to go back and study and do my research and find out that the fact that we are currently facing these problems and these situations, but until somebody rise and start solving it and finding solutions, we'll keep on getting the same results every day. We work, we harvest, and we lost it all back into the system. So I came out with this, and with that, I've been able to come up with an industry whereby we also help farmers, especially how they can harvest, understanding the process of harvesting, because that's where the losses starts. Harvest, if you don't have the right strategy, you start facing losses. So we have been able to start from the harvest right to the processing. We are trying at the level now, we do more of dried fruit produce. So most of our produce we have now, we are drying them and exporting them. So briefly, that's what we've been doing currently, in fact.
It's great for me to. It's very great to me for know about you and your life journey. Thank you so much. Now my first question is that about your bio too. Yeah, so my question is that what inspired you to work in post harvest and value addition?
Okay, 4 years ago, I planted a crop. I don't know if you know it, but we call it melon seeds. I believe you should know. And after the harvest, I had one of the most disastrous losses. In fact, I lost above 50% of what I made, based on the fact that when you harvest, the only means of drying those melon seeds were through the sun. And that year happened to be there was so much rainfall that year, and due to the so much rainfall, there was no sunlight to dry those produce. And based on the fact that there was no sunlight, I had to dry it inside the house. And moisture has a lot of role to play in losses. So due to all those moisture, I had to lose, and at the end of the day, I didn't even have my investment back. I lost everything. And when going back, I was not the only one who faced that losses. we had several people who encountered those laws and they were like, how should we go from here? And they feel these losses, they feel it is normal, but it wasn't. And they discovered that it was not just that those men wanted. We had situations whereby it was an issue of tomatoes, pepper, just a commodity goods once it's harvested, and there is no means of preservation, we get the lesson. So after all this, I began to see that most people produce is low because we have a lot of bad roads. There is no constant electricity, and climate change is changing
Yeah.
around every day. So I had to like see that no, this can't continue. We can't be planting and harvesting losses. You can't spend 6 months, 9 months, you work and you lose all. So I had to say, no, I did my research, did my studies, and I had to come up with strategies, ideas, and now I'm implementing to help many farmers, both youths and women, on how to bridge this gap such that once you harvest your produce, you shouldn't lose it all due to weather condition or no transportation or no. There should be a strategy immediately after harvest.
Okay, wow, and it was very interesting and very good what you say. So now my next question is that how can agribusiness grow in global markets?
I didn't get you that. How can agribusiness? Please
Can
repeat
I
your
repeat my
question.
question?
Yes, repeat.
Yeah, okay. My question is that my question is that how can agribusinesses grow in global markets?
Okay, agribusiness ought to grow global market based on the strategies we are putting out there. Because if most of our produce gets lost on the way due to bad roads or bad system, we get losses everywhere. But with the advent of agribusiness, a farmer now knows that I can sell one product in like five different means, which touches the whole global. And a farmer can now decide that I don't want to sell fresh produce. I could preserve and sell in the future. Let's take example for people who are in the industries of producing juice or or breweries. So those people need fruits always, but there are some certain
Yeah.
fruits which are seasonal. They are seasonal, and now with our help, we are able to ensure that farmers get to preserve some of these fruits and they keep them. And after about 6 to 7 months, those fruits are still quite all right because we are from our studies and our research, our fruits can actually go right up to 18 months to so in that 18 months an industry even in China or in France which are looking for fresh for that same produce but now in a dried form it is quite available for them and once something is dried it becomes lighter to be exported and now farmers have this idea that we don't just farm to sell at once we are farming in order to sell in different stages and we are also incorporating such that youths even without the background of agribusiness, could integrate in these systems
Yeah.
and become the middlemen, help the farmers sell their produce abroad, contact them with, did you say something?
Sorry, my mic is muted. So, my question is that what challenges do farmers you face after harvest?
Okay. Currently, right now, we have different equipment that farmers do use immediately after harvest. They have different types of baskets, the different types of binder with they do their harvest and put, and we have ensured that our farmers now have grading. There are different grades of products. Not all produce are of the same grade. We have the higher quality and the lower quality. And we have the grade too in terms of sizes. Now we are able to position that this goods gets to supermarkets, this other one goes to the local market, this one is for export, ensuring that we master our standard procedure of quality it is fit for exports, because producing is not the same as being fit for export. You could have a very good produce that you produce well and you feel like it's selling in the market, but it lacks the standard criteria for exports, because in exports, most especially, they require videos and different documents to show proof of this harvest, and there are different gradings and there are different quality standards. So we have been ensuring, and quite so well, we have been helping farmers. They are getting it. I know it's not easy because some of the farmers are right in the suburb, which makes it difficult for them to even access the internet, talk less of getting our information. But before the end of this year, I believe we should go more into it and we'll work. We are targeting at least 3,000 farmers this year. So it's a large work and we are working on it.
Okay, very interesting. It is very good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so my next is that Chida, what motivates you in your work?
I didn't get you, Ifat. Please repeat your question.
Can you repeat?
Please, can you repeat your
Okay, my
question?
question is that what motivates you in your work? Can I repeat again?
Yes, please do.
Yeah, my question is that what motivates you in your works?
Okay, what motivates me simply is giving it to reduce this loss. Nobody hates wastage, and nobody hates wastage. And that what motivates me is just seeing a smile on a farmer's face, being able to ensure that I've harvested and I didn't lose anything. I harvested, the market was poor, there was low prices, but I was able to preserve this produce for 6 to 18 months, and afterwards I had to sell them and I made profits. Ensuring that I was a youth and I was unemployed, but due to the strategies and all that, I can now export goods out of Cameroon or Nigeria, and I can now be my own boss. I can now process pepper and get to sell with my community, or I can process some of these local goods and I sell. Now, the joy that keeps me motivated is that I've understood the system and many lives are touched. There are times our desires just come for somebody being happy. Somebody being happy, putting a smile on people's face, people getting the knowledge and they're actually using it, and it's actually giving them the resources and the finance they need for their life. So that's what does keep me happy and keeps me going.
Wow, interesting, very
Thank you.
interesting. It was good. Thank you so much for the best reply for me. Okay, so now my next question is that what is your biggest achievement so far?
Okay, last year I was named I came out on the fourth list of the agri-influencers of Cameroon, and so far I've been able to access so many organizations that in the future you'll get to see me promote them immediately after I'm done with their work, that I can't say it obviously now. But my greatest achievements have really been working with other organizations to get to know and see how to help youths do better in the agribusiness. So that's been like my greatest achievement, being the top four agri influencers in the country, and also
Hmm.
being recognized so many places. And there are so many things that will be coming up, and I wish I can share until it materializes. So there are a lot of achievements that are coming up. Thank you.
Wow, that is very good. Wow, that is very good. It is very interesting. Achieve the more things in the short young age. That is very interesting. Good. Okay, so now my next question is that
Yeah.
what future do you see for global food system?
Okay, the future I see for global food system is a system whereby there will be no waste. And I'm giving it like a vision of 2030. There will be no waste because all our produce will be sold, and the ones which are not sold will be processed and sold. And even the peelings of our fruits or our tubers will be in turn turned around to be used as either feeds for animal. A system whereby there will be zero loss. Zero hunger, zero loss. Each person, each individual will be able to have food on their table. There will be availability of food securities of all countries in Africa. And obviously, there will be a situation whereby all our produce will, when I talk of zero loss is produce will be transformed to fertilizers. Produce will be transformed into standard exportable produce. So we are going to a future of 2030 where there'll be zero loss. Everything that will be produced in the farm will be used in one way or the other.
Okay, that is very interesting. Now my next question is that how can communities reduce food waste?
Okay, one of the highest way a community can reduce post-harvest loss is basically by using agricultural herbs. When I talk of agricultural hubs, I'm talking of agricultural centers whereby we get to have a community service building where we have equipment, we have machines, which will be there in order to help these farmers preserve their produce, help these farmers transform their produce and add value to it. And it helps to educate this farmer on what they should plant and what not to plant. And community building makes it better for you to access all these different farmers you're working with, you're building with. And it's just a whole lot in it. But if we get to have an agricultural center in any community, it makes it quite easy. Okay, quite easy for us to be able to process this produce, buy even the excess from farmers. For it to go to waste, it's preferably we buy the excess, we preserve the excess, and we sell in time of scarcity. So that's basically it. Yeah, Ifat.
Yeah, I will understand it really interesting from my side, and everything is about it there. How can we do it? So well do it very easily and very interesting. Okay, so now my next question is that what innovation excites you most?
Well, the innovations I'm
Which
currently
thing?
looking at right now is an innovation whereby a farmer could
What?
easily
Yes, my
and you talk about innovation,
yeah.
not
Please,
so.
please continue.
Okay, when I'm talking about
Yeah,
innovation,
yeah.
we're simply looking
Innovations.
at
You.
being able to have agricultural hubs in community whereby we are able to process all our produce. Once a produce is being processed, it does not only end there, but the remnants of those processing that we have done could be used as fertilizers. Just technology whereby a farmer know when exactly to harvest, know exactly when it's ready, and it would take that this produce left with maybe 5 days for it to get bad or 2 days. We are looking for such technology that will be able to tell farmers that harvest today, this produce after harvest, it takes just 10 days to be consumed. So those are some of the technologies that we are looking to.
Very interesting. Okay, which okay. So now my next question is that how can students prepare for a career in agriculture?
Okay, to prepare for a career in agriculture, It's a long way. There is agriculture and there is agribusiness. If you are going directly into agriculture by what you said, I prefer they go to school, they get to study, and after studies, they get more of practical works. When I talk of more of practical works, it means they need to do the field. Agriculture is not done on signboards or on global meeting stages, but it's done on the field. Get to do internship activities, spend more time in the farming than even in classrooms, understanding system, meet with mentor, people who are already in those systems, which will be able to help you out, be able to direct you, will be able to guide you. And also, agriculture has is long gone that is things for the poor. Now everybody can come into it and we could grow as one because divided we fall. So if anybody is thinking of entering agriculture, the person should do well to study so that they learn all the practices which are found in agriculture. Do a lot of field work. But if someone is wishing to enter into agribusiness, the person now needs just knowledge and to be able to know where to identify. Do I identify in agribusiness such that I work in the finance? Am I working in the value chain? Am I working in exports? Am I working in packaging materials? Am I working with the machines or in tech? So agribusiness has a whole lot of change. It's for you to see your passion, what you want to do with it, and you really do what you intend to do. But for agriculture, everybody must go down to the field.
Yes. Okay, that is very interesting. Okay, thank you for this answer. So now my next question is that how do you support women in agribusiness?
We're supporting women so much to be able to enter into agribusiness. You know, agribusiness, women are the backbone. If we are going into the labor force of agriculture, we find that out of the 100% workforce, at least above 60 are women. So women are putting more the energy, more the effort. So we are looking on strategies to hold these women to educate them on agriculture and on that also to educate them in groups to understand that no, they could now do value chain, they could produce their own drinks, they can produce their own, they can be the next Dangote of Africa. They could transform this produce and export them abroad. So we are really holding seminars and teaching them for them to understand what is happening and how they could better their life in agribusiness. So that would be it.
Okay, so now my next question is that how can agribusiness change lives?
Excuse me. Agribusiness can change lives in a way that they don't expect. And if you're watching this, know that agribusiness can change your life from zero to $1 million in just a month or a year, depending on where you're coming from. Now, because there are different values and there are different systems in agribusiness, if you're coming in and you want to start, the first thing, identify who is your mentor and get to discuss with them, get to educate them, and let them educate you and tell you which one best fits you. For me, when people want to come directly into agribusiness, I tell them there are three systems I tell them. First, if you're good with packaging, learn how to package. If you have eyes for good materials and you know there's different quality of materials used in packaging, go in for packaging. The second one, if you have no marketing skills and you believe you are good in distribution, go in for distribution. Distribution requires zero cost. You don't need to own a factory. You don't even need to know anybody. You just need to know how to buy in community A and how to sell this same produce in community B. So those are the two. So and the last one, which is not be your own boss. Being your own boss is like you want a product identified to your name. Like I want that known. I should be known for the world as the best producer of pepper, the best producer of dried fruits, the best producer of this.
Okay, I think she is stuck. Hello, can you listen me? Okay, I think her network is stuck and I shall also. So we will later 2 minutes. Hello, you will listen me? We're into semi-self-surrender, so now we'll end this interview.